San Antonio starts right now.
Ongoing construction along a popular San Antonio street is causing major problems for businesses. How the city says it's working to help those affected.
I'm ABC's M. Wynn in Washington. A mass shooting in Chesapeake, Virginia at a Walmart. We're watching this developing story after police say a gunman opened fire in the store. The details come.
And taking a look out there with a live cam, a little blurry, but it's not as cold as yesterday. In fact, we're starting at 50 degrees today.
Still have mist out there, though. We'll talk about the forecast in just a moment. Good morning, everybody. It is Wednesday. It is November 23rd, and we begin with a major traffic incident not far from San Antonio International Airport.
Let's go ahead and check in with Stephen Cavazos.
Unfortunately, not a great way to start the morning here along 410. Let's get a wider look at TransGuide. Take that in. That is not a good scene out there. We have multiple first responders. All lanes there are blocked off, as you can see it from that TransGuide camera. Roads also look a little wet out there. We'll talk to Mike about that in just a moment, but we are getting information from a San Antonio sergeant on the scene, a police sergeant, I should say. We know that this is a result of a wrong-way driver. In fact, one woman, we understand, was driving in the westbound lanes when she was heading east. So, unfortunately, she crashed head-on with a pickup truck, and the news, unfortunately, is not good out there. It was, unfortunately, a deadly crash that we are reporting on at this hour, which has led to this full closure of the eastbound lanes at 410. I did speak to our friends over at TransGuide earlier on the phone. We know that they could exit Nacogdoches, traffic can still exit Nacogdoches, but right now those lanes all blocked off with first responder presence right now as they investigate. TID is also on the scene. We're going to work to get a closer look from TransGuide, but let's right now go ahead and get you to the map because we do have another incident that just popped up there off of 35 at 1604 near Von Ormy. I'll get a closer look, but this, I think, is going to be the big headline of the morning. Now, right now, I have it pinpointed here at 410 eastbound near Broadway Street, and we are seeing a little bit of that buildup still very early on, but we know that this could be there for several hours. So just something to keep on your radar. Again, I hope everyone else is doing okay out there, but we know at least one woman is dead, and this will be there for at least a few hours. So again, 410 eastbound, fully closed off right now. You can exit Nacogdoches, but for now, just find an alternative route. I'll be looking for some solutions as well. But Mike, I noticed that you can see some of the road flares out there as well.
Yeah, the live cam that we have over there by the airport, looking over toward the airport, there is where traffic starts to get bladed off and the flare line going back past Broadway. And as you mentioned, folks are exiting Nacogdoches there. If you are heading off to the airport to travel today, that shouldn't cause any problems. What will cause problems is the fact that, Stephen was pointing out, the roads are damp out there, and we do still have some light showers around the area. Just some fine mist when I was coming into work this morning, and now as you sort of zoom on in here, because not much is really showing up, but here's the little bit of detectable rain. Some of these, and these are really light showers there in northern Atascosa County, coming up 35 right past Divine, and then pretty much on the northwest side of San Antonio, right there around 410, Bandera, I-10, over in toward portions of the medical center, and then sliding up 10 in toward Helotes and continuing up to the north. And all these little speckles on there, if you will, are just those little light showers. And then there may be some mist that's too light to be picked up on radar. Also, we got some fog out there this morning. Castroville, 1 3/4 mile visibility. So you're going to run into it heading out 90, heading up 10, Bernie at 3 miles, and Kerrville, 2.5 miles visibility. And then it's very thick further off to the west and down to the southwest, as well as into the hill country. So watch out for some of that fog. And with that, of course, there's going to be some of that mist. And so roads out to the west of town are going to be on the damp side. Yeah, as Steph mentioned, it is milder this morning, and there's all that humidity as well. And that's helping to feed some of these light showers. Mold is on the low side, however, from yesterday's reading. And throughout the rest of today, we are going to make it up to 60. We did get up into the 50s yesterday, and we'll still have a couple of light little showers around here. And then overnight, showers are going to start to fill in, become a bit more widespread. We'll talk about the Thanksgiving forecast. It is going to be on the wet side, and that's going to extend into the first part of the day, Friday. Then weekend looks pretty nice. All the details coming up in just a couple of minutes. Steph, Mark.
Thank you, Mike. The night before Thanksgiving usually brings in big bucks for local bars and clubs. It's something businesses on the St. Mary's Strip say they desperately need due to ongoing construction. However, they are not sure they will get that now. Those who work on the Strip say people can't navigate the street. They say road closures and detours are driving business away. Getting around on foot is just as complicated. Large portions of the Strip don't have sidewalks. There are also concerns with how easily patrons can step into the construction site One business owner says this is the worst he has ever seen it.
We saw a $67 sales revenue for a day on a weekend day. Down the street at Rumble had an $11 Wednesday. Not even during COVID, when I was forcibly closed and I was doing drive-through service only, I was able to sustain more employees than I'm currently able to sustain.
City officials are hopeful the construction will be finished by March. They also say they are looking into financial assistance for affected businesses.
Breaking overnight, a mass shooting at a Walmart in Chesapeake, Virginia.
As ABC's M1 reports, police say at least 6 people were shot and killed, and a single active shooter is confirmed dead.
Breaking overnight, multiple people shot and killed inside a Walmart in Chesapeake, Virginia.
Shot at the Walmart, possibly gunshot wounds.
A law enforcement source telling ABC News that preliminary information points to an employee, possibly a manager, entering the break room and opening fire on other workers. They have not confirmed the identity of the shooter.
It's very fluid, very new right now.
Authorities were called to the scene at 10:12 p.m., quickly shifting the response to an active threat.
We did basically like a tactical entrance and movement in the building. We located multiple fatalities.
Officials saying they believe there was a single shooter who is now confirmed dead. They have not confirmed how many people were shot and killed or injured.
It's sad, you know, we're a couple days before the Thanksgiving holiday. It's just a bad time all around.
Officials say it's likely people inside the store ran and hid when shots rang out.
We're going through the store just to locate other potential victims or, you know, just people in hiding.
In a statement, Walmart saying, "We are shocked at this tragic event. We're working closely with law enforcement and we are focused on supporting our associates." This is at least the second mass shooting in the country in less than a week. Just Saturday, 5 people were killed and 24 others hurt when a gunman went on a shooting rampage in an LGBTQ+ nightclub in Colorado Springs. There's a family reunification center set up at the Chesapeake Conference Center for loved ones to get a hold of anyone they believe was at the Walmart. We'll continue to update with more details as we know more. M. Wynn, ABC News, Washington.
In your other morning headlines, 2 blasts went off near a bus stop in Jerusalem earlier today, killing 1 and injuring at least 14 others in what police say were suspected attacks by Palestinians. The first explosion occurred near a bus stop on the edge of the city where commuters usually crowd waiting for buses. The second went off in a settlement in the city's north. Police said 1 person died from the wounds, and Israel's rescue service said 4 people were seriously hurt. The apparent attacks came as Israeli-Palestinian tensions are high following months of Israeli raids in the occupied West Bank.
An investigation in India has revealed that over 3,000 tickets were sold on the day of a deadly bridge collapse back in October. Now, authorities estimate that some 200 people were on the bridge when it collapsed, far higher than the capacity that was allowed. The probe also shows that parts of the bridge's anchor and cables were rusted and that some of the bolts connecting the cables were thought to be loose. The disaster claimed the lives of 135 people, including 54 children.
If you have federal student loans, you won't have to resume payments January 1st. President Biden extending a moratorium with challenges to his broader relief plan move through the courts. It lasts until the Supreme Court decides the case or June 30th, whichever comes first. The U.S. Supreme Court says it wants to hear from the plaintiffs by today. The Justice Department is asking the High Court to allow the president's plan to take effect amid legal challenges. At issue is Biden's plan to forgive up to $20,000 for federal borrowers under an income cap. Right now, 438, 50 degrees.
And before the San Antonio Spurs prepared for tonight's game against New Orleans, they helped get a lot of families ready to enjoy the Thanksgiving holiday. We're going to hear from them on why it was such a pleasure to help those in need and most this season.
Outside with live cam, yes, still some mist out there right now. It's been a rainy for the last 3, 4, 5 days now, almost losing count. But Mike says we will see the sun return. And again, don't forget, Stephen is tracking that major incident near San Antonio International Airport. Eastbound 410 is currently closed near New Braunfels. Following practice, our Spurs, in conjunction with HEB and the Food Bank, gave a big assist in their season so far by lending a hand to families in need during the Thanksgiving holidays. The Spurs' Doug McDermott, Kata Bates Diop, Romeo Langford, Isaiah Roby, and of course the Coyote helped out handing out 200 turkey dinners to families in need.
I've been on quite a few teams in a lot of cities, and this is the closest relationship I've had with like an organization like the San Antonio Food Bank, and what they do with the Spurs, and be able to do stuff like this is just huge. It goes a long way.
Meanwhile, the Spurs are back home tonight after that long West Coast road trip. They host the New Orleans Pelicans. Tip-off is at 7 o'clock at the AT&T Center.
Pro football coverage powered by Davis Law Firm.
Micah Parsons limited in practice yesterday as the Cowboys deal with a short week to get ready for the New York Giants Thanksgiving Day. That's after he did not practice Monday after picking up a knee and ankle injury in the mauling of Minnesota, where he was a one-man wrecking crew. He was part of that 7-sack performance to give him 10 for the season. Cowboys offense looked like its best during the rout of the Vikings, but that has not lessened the talk of trying to sign that guy, free agent wide receiver Odell Beckham Jr. Dak Prescott's already made a pitch for all that to happen.
He knows how much I've won him here, and a lot of these guys in this locker room I've seen have reached out on their own in different ways to making sure that, he understands that this is a team that he can help, and we want him to come help.
Now that the UTSA Roadrunners have the regular season title locked up in Conference USA, they have a chance to go undefeated in league play for the first time when they host the UT El Paso in the Alamo Dome on Saturday. It's also senior day. 21 seniors will be honored prior to kickoff in their last regular season home game for the Runners. Kickoff Saturday in the Alamo Dome is set for 2:30. University of Incarnate Word just found out that their star quarterback, Lindsey Scott Jr., is a finalist for the 2022 Walter Payton Award. How cool! It's presented to the National Offensive Player of the Year in the FCS. In just one season, Scott has smashed season records for UIW by being #1 in the nation in touchdowns with 50 and only 1 interception, and second in the nation in passing yards with 3,791. He has a 73% completion rate. And how about another 7 scored on the ground? 57 in all, which is another school record. Now his team is ranked 7th in the nation. Proud days for the University of the Incarnate Word right here in San Antonio.
Yeah, congrats. Time now, 4:44 and 50 degrees for now. Coming up next, a Thanksgiving medical miracle, how a pair of best friends were able to save each other's lives thanks to 2 incredible surgeries. And welcome back. It's 4:47. A couple in California both donated their kidneys to another couple who happened to be their good friends. ABC's Rhiannon Alley has their story in today's GMA First Look.
In this morning's GMA First Look, a Thanksgiving medical miracle. Chris Morales and Debbie Thompson are the best of friends. Except Chris had been hiding a secret she finally shared with Debbie in 2015. Chris had secretly been battling the genetic disorder polycystic kidney disease, and she now needed a new kidney.
Just like that. Just like
exactly
that.
What she said.
You can have mine. I didn't even know what the process was.
Debbie got the call. She was a match for her best friend, and the surgery was a success. Then in 2020, Chris's husband, Ron, found out that he too needed a kidney transplant. Like his wife, Ron hid the news from his close friends until Debbie and her husband learned what was happening and decided to return the favor that likely saved Chris's life. And coming up at 7 a.m., we'll have much more of this incredible story. With your GMA First Look, I'm Rhiannon Alley, ABC News, New York.
Okay, back here at home, time check is 5:48, and we still have this pretty serious crash at 410 in New Braunfels. Let's get a wide look at TransGuide, show you that we do have first responders out there on the scene. All lanes of traffic right now are shut down. As you can see, that deadly crash that we reported on earlier is not going anywhere anytime soon. In fact, it does look like we just had a wrecker that arrived on the scene, but this crash has been lingering around for quite a while. Take a look at the video that we have from earlier right there on the scene. Just wow, that truck, we understand that this actually came in sometime before 3 this morning. We know that a woman was driving in the westbound lanes. However, she was driving in the westbound lanes while heading east and crashed head on with that pickup truck that you see there on your screen. The woman, unfortunately, was pronounced dead on arrival. The driver of the truck was taken to University Hospital and is expected to be okay. Right now, TID is investigating, but all main lanes of traffic are shut down at this time. And you can see right there on the scene just how serious of a crash that this is. But let's take it back here to our map and show you that right now that is going to be the big talking point. And it looks like we may have another incident that popped up along US 90. But right now, 410 eastbound near Broadway Street is where the crash is being reported on our map. We're going to watch it closely. But right now, traffic is being directed to exit Nacogdoches. this is just not a good scene. Thankfully, it's so early, so we're not seeing a huge buildup of traffic. But Mike, we know that it's obviously something drivers are going to want to be on the lookout for, especially with some of these wet roads.
Yeah, and everything is pretty well damp around there this morning. Here's our live cam over there by the airport, and that's over further to the east. But as you can see, traffic's already starting to back up right here as there's the flare line, which starts even just west of Broadway and diverts traffic off there at Nacogdoches, like Stephen was talking about. And obviously, we're going to continue to monitor this throughout the rest of the morning. All right, we do have a few light sprinkly showers out there as of right now, and notice how there was some coverage and then it just sort of kind of fizzled out there a little bit as those showers continue to kind of work their way to the north. We'll continue to have a few more of these hanging around here throughout the rest of the morning. A lot of it's too light to be even picked up on radar, but it's still going to be there. And like I said, most all of the roads are damp this morning just because we've had some of these light little sprinkly showers throughout. And you can even see, if you squint enough, you can see some of those little speckles out there, if you will. And then on top of that, we do have some fog to deal with. Visibilities are getting low off to the west. So 20% chance just for these light little showers around here. Temperatures are not going to be moving this morning. We will just stay in the low 50s. Matter of fact, not going to be moving all that much today. We will gain basically 10 degrees between morning and afternoon. We will be up in the mid 50s by late morning, noon. And there again is that chance for a couple of showers around here. Make it off and finally top off at 60. So it was mid 50s yesterday and then continue that warming trend. That warming trend will be continuing going into tomorrow. Now, here's the computer model. And again, it's got these few little sprinkly showers out there. Really nothing to write home about, but just enough to make things kind of slippery. So if you are heading off traveling this morning or even throughout the day, it is going to be very wet on the roads, heading to pick somebody up at the airport, perhaps running to the grocery store. Just take it easy today as well as going into tonight and tomorrow. But notice how as we go into the overnight hours, the aerial coverage starts to increase somewhat. We'll start to see more of these showers around. Same thing tomorrow morning, and then throughout the day, we will see more of these showers. The front's going to be moving through late in the day. By the way, also, some of these stronger storms are going to be possible well off to the east of us, and some of those could be on the stronger side. But we will continue to see some of these showers around throughout the day tomorrow. Even though the front comes on through, we'll still have some overrunning, so we'll still keep some rain around here in the overnight hours tomorrow night into Friday. And then all of that's going to continue to work its way on out of here. Up to the north of us, there's the low. That's going to race down through the Rocky Mountains and come in here, and that's what's going to give us the chance for some rain by, well, like I said, becoming more widespread tomorrow going into Friday. Then clears on out just in time for late Friday and Saturday. 57 degrees at noon today, and then 60 for a high temperature with a few of those showers out there. We go into tomorrow. It is going to be a wet Thursday, rain throughout a good chunk of the day, especially in the afternoon hours. And then Friday in the first portion of the day, it's going to be windy on Friday as well as Saturday. We'll still keep a lot of clouds Friday. Rain will come to an end. Good looking weekend Saturday and Sunday. Cool mornings, nice afternoons.
It looks good on the weekend.
Yeah, it's going to be really pleasant weekend.
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you, Mike. 453, 50 degrees.
And coming up next, we're going to show you how Thor star Chris Hemsworth is taking the human mind and body to its limits in a new docuseries.
456, Disney debuts a new animated adventure. Plus, Thor star Chris Hemsworth talks about personal health and a new docuseries.
For our latest on what's happening in Hollywood, here's ABC's Jason Nathanson.
How long before we all pack up and move to Mars? Not so fast, says Doug Ellison. He's JPL's Mars rover crew chief and featured in the new documentary Goodnight Oppie about the first two Mars rovers, Opportunity and Spirit. He tells me, think of Mars like Antarctica.
I think it's going to be a place where scientists go for a season to do science, but I don't think it's going to be the kind of place where you really want to move to live, because truthfully, it sucks, right?
Goodnight Oppie, which won the top prize at the Critics' Choice Documentary Awards, is out today on Prime Video. Also out today, Steven Spielberg's semi-autobiographical tale The Fabelmans is in theaters.
Wow, it's beautiful.
Along with the new animated Disney adventure Strange World. And the Knives Out sequel Glass Onion is in limited release nationwide before moving to Netflix next month. What are the limits of the human mind and body? Thor star Chris Hemsworth puts those to the test in the new docuseries Limitless, which takes him on a longevity journey. And of all his takeaways from the series, he tells me,
stress management was probably the biggest one, and realizing that how detrimental that is to our health, and you can do everything else right, but if you're full of cortisol or walking around in a state of fight or flight, then you're really behind the 8 ball.
Limitless is streaming now on Disney+. Disney's the parent company of ABC News. And it's a party in the USA for Miley Cyrus. The actress and singer is 30 today, while Good Morning America's Robin Roberts is 62. And that's what's happening in Hollywood. I'm Jason Nathanson, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Happy birthday, Robin.
Yeah, happy birthday. Time now, 4:58 and 50 degrees for now.
Black Friday shoppers will be headed to stores and online again for holiday gifts. Just ahead, we'll show you the best deals we've found so far.
Plus, how a San Antonio woman who is trying to leave an abusive relationship is now running into a roadblock when applying for affordable housing.
And our big news this morning is this horrible accident. Scott, 410 eastbound shut down right now over by New Braunfels Avenue. It was a wrong-way accident. One person has died. Stephen Cavazos will be tracking this until it is cleared up. Straight ahead.
Live from KSAT 12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
For shoppers who are in the market for those things, discounts are going to be very, very high.
Wallets are starting to fly open in stores and online. What shopping experts say you can do to get the most bang for your buck.
We're doing it for her, and she would have been really mad if we didn't. That's why we're doing this for Jackie.
And the long-standing Thanksgiving tradition in Uvalde has added meaning this year. Why organizers say it was more important than ever to make sure the Love Ya Uvalde event happened this year.
Outside with live cam, starting right around 50 degrees, so a little bit warmer this morning, but we still have tons of humidity and moisture out there. We'll talk to Mike in a moment, but our lead this morning is going to be traffic. Good morning, everybody. It is Wednesday, November 23rd.
Yeah, Stephen Cavazos has been tracking a huge accident off of Loop 410. Let's go ahead and check back with him.
You know, the call actually came in just before 3 this morning, but we still are seeing those first responders out there along with the tow truck. Take that shot in of a TransGuide, as you can see it right there. Unfortunately, all lanes of traffic are blocked off at this time. Now, again, this is in the eastbound lanes, but what we are learning is that, unfortunately, a driver was traveling westbound in those eastbound lanes. So wrong way driving led to this deadly crash, and it is causing a lot of issues already for drivers. You can see them there on the frontage road. But just take a look at the scene from earlier where we had some really bad damage to one of the trucks where that car crashed head on with. Now, that driver of that truck was taken to University Hospital and is actually expected to be okay, but the driver that was heading in the wrong direction, unfortunately, did die on the scene. Now, those roads are still wet out there, and TID is investigating. We also did see a tow truck, but again, all lanes of traffic closed off at this time as first responders are working to clear this crash. And I spoke to our friends at TransGuide. We can probably see this scene take place maybe for the next hour or so, but it's already been ongoing for several hours. But let's get you back here to the map and show you what you can expect. 410 eastbound, lane shut down there near Broadway Street. But if you are traveling, you will be forced to exit Nacogdoches, and you can see where we are already detecting that buildup. This is going to be the big headline on the roadways, at least for right now. So just be on the lookout for that if that takes you, if you're traveling through that area later this morning. Also, looking at this crash here, US 90 westbound at Callahan Road, not really causing any issues, but just something to be on the lookout for. Wide look at the map doesn't really show a whole lot of else out there. We do see some road closures that will take place later today. But as I mentioned, this will be the big talker, at least right now. Traffic at a standstill on the frontage road as all lanes are shut down there. But Mike, as we mentioned earlier, some damp roads out there.
Yeah, and they'll just stay damp throughout not only the rest of today, but also tomorrow and first part of the day on Friday. So if you're planning on doing traveling today, tomorrow, shopping Friday, things like that. Just want to point out very quickly, this is the live cam over there by the airport, looking off toward the airport. Those are the eastbound lanes of 410. They're already being bladed off by just west of Broadway, and that puts it down to one lane. And then, as you were talking about, traffic's being forced to exit right there at Nacogdoches. 51 degrees out out at the airport, there is a little bit of light rain, some mist, drizzle, and then look at the bottom number. Dew point's at 49, so relative humidity is way up there, 92%. It is that, even though temperatures are warmer, like Mark was alluding to, but it's that sort of damp chill. It just kind of sneaks down the back of your neck. And we're going to make it up to 60 later on today, so we will be warmer this afternoon. But again, with all these clouds out there, you don't get a big warm up or big span, big difference in the high and the low. The aquifer dropped down 1/10 of a foot in yesterday's reading, and mold is on the low side. Of course, the updated count's going to be coming out a little bit later on this morning. Here's what it looks like on radar right now. And some of this stuff, yes, is, I don't know if I want to use the word heavy enough, but there's enough of it out there to be detected by radar. It sure isn't a heck of a lot, though. As you can see, all of this just kind of fizzling on out there. And we do actually have some of these showers that are still kind of hanging around here. And we will continue to see this work its way just through the area, especially in and around town. There's also some fog out there, so you got to watch out for that. 2.5 miles visibility at Castroville, 3 Bernie Stage, 3 up there in Kerrville. And most of the fog is in the western half of our area. Eagle Pass is down to just 1 3/4 miles visibility. And showers, 60 today. Just a few light little scattered showers, but then we're going to see more rain developing overnight. It's going to sort of fill in, and we'll even have a few thunderstorms around tomorrow, especially well off to the east. We will make it up to 70. Then the front's going to move through later on in the day, but it's not one of those where it just clears everything out, because we are going to have a lot of overrunning, which means we'll still have rain in behind that front. It is going to be cooler on Friday, back down to 60 for a high temperature, and it will be windy. Rain in the first portion of the day, and then that will start to taper off. We'll keep a lot of clouds around throughout the afternoon. Then we clear out for the weekend. The weekend looks absolutely just fantastic. Nice mornings, beautiful afternoons. Details coming up in just a couple of minutes. Steph, Mark.
Mike, thank you. A 17-year-old finally back at home this morning, weeks after being shot by a former San Antonio police officer. Eric Cantu's mother shared this picture with us. The teen's been in the hospital recovering from injuries to his stomach, lungs, liver, and arm. At one point, Eric was on life support, but now his family says he is on the road to recovery. Meanwhile, the former SAPD officer charged in the shooting, James Brennan, was supposed to have a court hearing today, but it's been moved. A new hearing date could be revealed by next week. Brennan is charged with 2 counts of aggravated assaults by a public servant.
A San Antonio woman trying to leave an abusive relationship is running into a roadblock when applying for affordable housing. The woman, whose identity we are hiding for her safety, says she got on the Opportunity Home wait list 4 years ago. Last month, she was approved for a housing voucher. Unfortunately, she hasn't been able to find a safe place for herself and her son to go because of a wait list at available apartments. According to Opportunity Home, that wait list is happening because they don't have enough landlords willing to accept the affordable housing vouchers.
I don't want to wait any longer. We need peace. I need peace.
It has a huge impact to the community. There's thousands of people on the waiting list that can't find affordable living right now.
Opportunity Home's effort to streamline its voucher program will continue into the new year. Its staff plans to create a list of current participating landlords to make the process more efficient. On our website at KSAT.com, we have a link to domestic violence resources if you or someone you know is in a dangerous situation.
5:08. The holiday shopping season is officially underway.
ABC's Morgan Norwood takes a look at the forecast for holiday sales this year and where you might be able to find some good deals.
Americans are expected to spend more this holiday season than last year, but high inflation will definitely have an impact.
Shoppers are really fatigued after months and months now of high gas prices and high food prices. And I think that heading into the holidays, they're just not going to spend as big this year.
That inflation fatigue could be a silver lining for consumers looking for good deals.
Retailers know they need to sweeten those deals for these inflation-conscious consumers. And so we're already seeing some of the lowest prices ever on certain items.
Analysts say that because of the pandemic, consumers bought a lot of laptops and home office equipment over the past few years, which could be good news if you're looking for electronics this year.
For shoppers who are in the market for those things, discounts are going to be very, very high.
Experts have some tips for shoppers this season.
My number one tip would be have a plan going into it and do your research.
If you're shopping online, pay attention to promo codes on websites and social media sites to save money. If you're shopping for yourself, try to hold off until after the holidays.
January is when retailers put winter items on sale. It's a great time to score deals, especially on apparel.
And experts say that the shopping season is not just focused on Black Friday or Cyber Monday anymore.
The concept of Black Friday as a day really doesn't exist anymore. It's a season.
Which means consumers will have more time this year to find that perfect gift at a good price.
There will be incredible deals all the way through this holiday season.
Morgan Norwood, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Now to some late-breaking news. Police are searching a West Side neighborhood for the person who shot a man during an apparent robbery. This was all happening in an area near Calaveras off Guadalupe Street.
Katrina Weber is there with a live report. And Katrina, how serious is his injury?
Well, good morning. We understand that the victim suffered a non-life-threatening injury, according to police. He was shot in his leg. It happened here on this dark street, which is Calaveras near Elvira. That is where police just wrapped up their scene right here, but they still are working in this area. We can see them all up and down Guadalupe. They say that just before 4:30 this morning, a man in his 40s was approached by another man who's about, in his 20s, according to police. That man demanded his property. For some reason, he also pulled out a gun and shot the victim in his leg. Victim was taken to a hospital by ambulance. Police did have several witnesses here just a few minutes ago, and they were questioning them. But again, they did wrap up at the scene where this happened. But as we look up and down Guadalupe, which is a busy street, we see police still going up and down there, shining their flashlights. So it seems that maybe they are still looking for some evidence related to this case. But again, a man shot in his leg, taken to the hospital during an apparent robbery this morning. Reporting live on the West Side, Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
Katrina, thank you. 511, 50 degrees.
And still ahead, we're going to tell you which tax filing websites have been sending users' financial information to Facebook.
And today's annual Love Ya Uvalde Thanksgiving event almost didn't happen this year. We'll tell you what pushed organizers to put on the event anyway.
And let's look out there with a live cam starting your day at 50 degrees. This shot, you can see the traffic buildup there on 410. Be careful when you head out there. We'll be right back.
5:15, welcome back and good morning. Lots of Thanksgiving preparations underway in Uvalde for the annual Love Ya Uvalde event.
It has been a tradition for 39 years, but this year is unique. It's being held in honor of Robb Elementary victim Jackie Casares. Her aunt, Leticia Hernandez, has been running the Thanksgiving lunch for the past 12 years. The lunch makes more than 1,000 meals for families in their community to enjoy together. This year, in light of the 6-month anniversary of the Robb Elementary shooting, they considered not having it. But thinking of Jackie, who was born into the tradition, they say they needed to do it in her memory.
She was ready. She enjoyed it. She loved it. Like, she was always excited and bubbly. It's not going to be the same without her. It was definitely very difficult, but because we're doing it for her, and she would have been really mad if we didn't. That's why we're doing this for Jackie.
The doors will open at 10 a.m. today at the Fairplex, and the food will start being served at 11 a.m.
5:16, 50 degrees.
Golf is finally coming to Nintendo Switch. We're going to tell you when you can get the free update and what it includes.
If you're just now tuning in, we have that major incident over on 410 by the airport, and now we are tracking this 281 near the river. Stephen Cavazos will have an update on the situation coming up.
This year, take the time to melt into your holiday moments with Lindor. Irresistibly smooth chocolate from the Lindt Master Chocolatier.
My most important kitchen tool, my brain. So I choose Nariva Plus. Unlike some others, Nariva Plus is a multitasker supporting 6 key indicators of brain health to help keep me sharp. Nariva, think bigger.
What's the #1 retinol brand used most by dermatologists? It's Neutrogena. Rapid wrinkle repair smooths the look of fine lines in 1 week, deep wrinkles in 4. So you can kiss wrinkles goodbye. Neutrogena.
Bunch of folks are traveling today, and Stephen is already tracking a couple of incidents.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's just been one of those mornings. Just take a look right behind us. We have a pretty serious crash. This one actually a deadly one, and it's been there for quite a while, but we may already start to see some progress. This is at 410, the shot for this 410 at New Braunfels. Those eastbound lanes completely shut down, and that is because we had first responders on the scene responding to a crash that came in just before 3 o'clock this morning. Now, we know that a woman was actually driving west on the eastbound lanes of traffic when she hit a truck head on, and unfortunately, that woman did die there on the scene, but TID has been investigating. The driver of the truck, however, was taken to University Hospital and is expected to be okay. So some good news to report there, but unfortunately, this is a deadly crash that is causing issues for drivers. Let's get you to the map, because here's what you can expect, at least for right now. 410 eastbound near Broadway Street, all lanes of traffic closed off. You will have to exit Nacogdoches if you still plan on heading through that area, and that's what you can expect to see. Mike's cameras outside have seen some of the road flares that have actually been picked up there, so just be on the lookout. Also, we are tracking this incident. We showed you this as we went to commercial break. 281 southbound, right there at Josephine Street. Another crash come in. This one not causing as many issues for drivers just yet, but we are just at 521. So if these crashes are still lingering around within the next few minutes or closer to 6 a.m., then of course we're going to see more buildup taking place. But let's get you back here to TransGuide. Pardon me. 410 at New Braunfels, roads have been damp. Again, we do have a little bit of progress out there with some tow trucks on the scene, but however, those lanes of traffic are still shut down, Mike. Just an awful situation out there.
You know, and even at 5:20 in the morning, as you were talking about on this shot there, looking at over there toward the airport, this is 410 eastbound where the traffic is getting bladed down to one lane and being forced to exit. This is right there at Broadway, and 5:20 in the morning, and look at the backup already in the eastbound lanes of traffic. So obviously the sooner that gets cleared out, the better. Notice how the roads are definitely damp out there, and we don't have really a heck of a lot in the way of rain. As a matter of fact, if you, kind of the big picture, can't really see anything. You got to obviously zoom in and really zoom in to see some of these light little sprinkly showers that have been moving on through the area. A little batch moved up right past the medical center and up in northern Bexar County. A few more have started to kind of slide in here. But again, this is not much at all. There's a lot of mist and drizzle out there, and we've had a lot of this light mist and drizzle overnight, and that's why all the roads are definitely on the wet side this morning. Some fog as well, not bad around Randolph, New Braunfels, but then at the airport, just 6 miles visibility, and then it gets thicker going up 10, going out 90 and toward Castroville, Hondo, and further off to the west. Rock Springs is now down to just a quarter mile and 2 miles visibility out there at Eagle Pass. Temperatures aren't going anywhere this morning with the high humidity, with the cloud cover, the light little sprinkly showers out there. We will make it up into the mid and leaning toward the upper 50s by noon, topping off at 60 later on today, and still just a couple of showers out there. Then as we go into the overnight hours, showers are going to start to pick up. So we're going to fast forward up to 8 o'clock tonight. A couple little sprinkly showers out there, but notice how we start to see a few more in the overnight hours, and then early morning and tomorrow morning, if you do indeed have to head off to work, we'll have some of these showers, maybe a couple of thunderstorms. Some of those will continue to develop further off to the east as the day rolls on. A couple of breaks here and there, but just kind of count on rain throughout much of the day, and then especially in the afternoon, a secondary wave moves on through as the front works its way on through here late in the day. But this is not one of those where it's going to just be clearing things out immediately, because we'll still have some showers in behind that front, even though it will be cooler Friday morning. We jump ahead to another computer model and show that the rain sticks around throughout the first portion of the day Friday. Then that starts to clear on out of here. That sets us up for a pretty nice looking weekend around here. Also notice how the humidity, which is higher this morning, continues to go up. Then the front moves through and that drops it down. So this is making for a beautiful weekend with these dew points much lower. So we'll have some cool mornings and then some really nice afternoons this weekend. So forecast today. pretty much what you see is what you get. We're going to have light little sprinkly showers, mist, drizzle throughout the rest of the morning, and 57 degrees at noon. Still a couple of showers scattered about the area. I know yesterday there wasn't much showing up on radar, but it was just that little fine mist that was hanging out there as well. And that's going to be the situation this afternoon. 60, couple of showers, more tonight. Overnight hours, they'll start to fill in a bit more. We'll have some showers, even a couple of thunderstorms around tomorrow, and then especially in the afternoon. Anything potentially strong or severe would be confined well off to the east of our area tomorrow afternoon. And then Friday we start off with more rain, 60. So it is going to be cooler. It's going to be chilly, especially Friday morning. That damp cold if you're, one of those early morning shoppers on Friday. Then rain's going to come to an end. A lot of clouds during the day, but sunshine over the weekend. Cool mornings, beautiful afternoons.
I think stores are going to be busy this year. I think everybody's feeling more like normal, and the stores are stocked. So let's go.
Yeah, some people love that. Just getting there that first thing Friday morning, and it will be kind of a messy morning Friday though.
But I think they'll brave the temperature.
Oh, nothing's going to stop those folks.
Thanks, Mike.
525, 50 degrees.
Let's look at your winning lotto numbers. Pick 3200, Fireball 3, Daily 4, 9490, Fireball 4.
Let's take a look at your Cash 5 numbers. 7, 21, 29, 31, 35. Lotto Texas 12, 21, 22, 28, 47, 54. Powerball is up to $30 million. Mega 284. How about that? But Powerball numbers 1, 6, 40, 51, 67. Powerball 2 Power Play also 2.
In today's Tech Bites, another major corporation announces layoffs. Hewlett-Packard is now cutting as many as 6,000 jobs. The news comes as the PC maker said quarterly sales fell 11%. The move follows cuts by Facebook, Google, and Twitter. And tax filing websites have reportedly been sending users' information to Facebook parent company Meta in order to target advertising. An investigation found the data came from H&R Block, TaxAct, and TaxSlayer. But a statement by one of the companies says the information may have been sent by mistake. Finally, get ready to tee it up if you play on Nintendo Switch Sports. Golf wasn't included when Switch Sports debuted back in the spring, but it is being added through a free update next week. We're told it will include 21 holes for all you golf fans. Those are your Tech Bites. I'm Rhiannon Alley. Have a great day.
You any good at golf?
Oh, no.
I'm horrible.
You too? Oh, okay. Well, then we can actually...
We have a new way to be awful. Electronically.
We can compete now.
Yes, we can. 529, 50 degrees.
A lot of student loan borrowers are thankful for another pause in payments. Why today is a big day for President Biden's student debt relief plan in the U.S. Supreme Court.
Plus, no deal yet on that potential railroad strike. We'll update you on how long negotiators have until prices start to go up for cars, gas, and groceries.
I'm never going to apologize for helping working class and middle class families recover from the economic crisis created by the pandemic.
Another pause for people paying back student loans. We'll tell you how long it lasts and why it's deadline day at the U.S. Supreme Court for the president's student debt relief plan.
Let's look out there with a live cam. Drizzle here and there, but 50 degrees, not as cold as yesterday.
And a good morning to you. Day before Thanksgiving. It is Wednesday. It is November 23rd. We already know it's going to be busy on the roads today as folks start to head out of town.
Yeah, people have to be on the lookout. We have a few incidents that we're actually tracking right here in town. This is one of them. Let's get a look at that TransGuide camera because things are improving a little bit there. You can see traffic is moving along 410. That's a New Braunfels camera. Spoke to our friends at TransGuide earlier. There are a few incidents that we are tracking in and around the Alamo City, but this is definitely the big one. Now, what we are learning is that this is a crash that came in just before 3 a.m. In fact, we know that a woman was driving in the westbound lanes, in the eastbound lanes of traffic. So a wrong way driver there, and unfortunately crashed head on with a pickup truck. Just take a look at this scene from earlier. It is a pretty serious crash because all lanes of traffic were shut down there in the eastbound lanes, and you could see first responders out there, wet roads as well, and the damage that was done to that car that was traveling in the wrong lanes of direction. Now, we know that driver of the pickup truck that she crashed head on with was taken to University Hospital and thankfully is expected to be okay, but traffic has not been looking okay. Let's get you right here to the map because you see the eastbound lanes are still blocked off there near Broadway Street. All lanes of traffic closed, so exit Nacogdoches is right now the best advice that we would give you, and that is what first responders are actually advising for drivers as well. Let's take a drive down over here because we are also keeping a track here, 281 southbound at Josephine Street. Another crash reported, and as we give you a wide look at the map, there's really not else to show you here, which is good. We only have these 2 incidents that we're tracking, but they're definitely pretty serious. So hopefully before the show wraps up, we'll have a better update to report. But you can see those wet roads out there, Mike. And in fact, we talked about some of the road flares that we were also catching on some of the live cams.
Well, case in point, I keep showing you this picture out there, looking over toward the airport live cam. And this is where, now it almost looks like maybe a second lane has opened up. We'd have to check on that, but traffic is definitely being just bladed down into one lane there, and you notice the backup. So maybe this folks getting an early jump on trying to head eastbound 410 over there toward 35 to head up into the northern portion of the state. But yeah, even at 5:30 in the morning, all that traffic, all that backup out there. And as far as temperatures, yes, we are in the low 50s right now, so it is milder than the past couple of days. Then you've got that dew point at 49, so more humid out there, and you can sort of feel the damp chill when you have that high humidity and some of this mist and drizzle hanging out there. It just, sort of sneaks down the back of your neck. And we've got a little bit of light rain, but again, I mean, just to look at this picture, it's like, well, there's nothing out there. You really have to zoom in to see some of these light little sprinkly showers that have been moving on through the area. There's not a heck of a lot really showing up as of right now. Maybe that one little spot over there right around Leon Valley. That's about it as far as what is showing up on radar. A lot of it is too light, just some of that mist that's hanging out there. And we also have obviously some fog to deal with. Going out 90, going out 10 is where you're going to run into it. Just some reduced visibilities in and around town with some of that mist hanging around here. But it really gets thick heading out toward Rock Springs, Eagle Pass, Carrizo Springs, and this will be sticking around throughout the rest of the morning. Not much is going to be changing this morning from what you see right now. Mold is on the low side. Temperatures will stay very steady throughout the next couple of hours. Couple of light little showers, just have that mentioned. They'll be sort of off and on, kind of like what we had around here yesterday. 57 at noon, 60 high temperature today. Then we're going to start to see rain sort of filling in a bit more, especially in the overnight hours going into tomorrow. The better chance of rain tomorrow and then extending into the first portion of the day on Friday. We'll talk about the next cold front that moves through and nice looking weekend. Details in just a couple of minutes. Steph, Mark.
Thank you, Mike. If you have federal student loans, you won't have to resume payments on January 1st.
President Joe Biden is extending a moratorium while challenges to his broader relief plan move through the courts. And as CNN's Amy Kiley reports, the U.S. Supreme Court says it wants to hear from the plaintiffs by today.
It's deadline day at the U.S. Supreme Court. The Justice Department is asking it to allow President Joe Biden's student loan relief plan to take effect amid legal challenges. The court has given plaintiffs until noon today to respond.
I'm never going to apologize for helping working class and middle class families recover from the economic crisis created by the pandemic.
At issue is Biden's plan to forgive up to $20,000 for federal borrowers under an income cap. A federal judge struck it down, and an appeals court is blocking it while a separate case plays out. The Education Department says it's approved about 60 million applications, but can't discharge that debt. Now the government has stopped taking applications. Meanwhile, the Biden administration is extending the pause on federal student loan payments.
It isn't fair to ask tens of millions of borrowers eligible for relief to resume their student debt payments while the courts consider the lawsuit.
The moratorium will last until the Supreme Court decides the case or until June 30th, whichever comes first. Payments are set to resume 60 days later.
They're planning to extend student loan socialism anyway by extending the endless moratorium on payments.
I'm Amy Kiley reporting.
According to a first-of-its-kind real-world study, new boosters add only limited protection against COVID-19. The updated COVID-19 boosters that have instructions to arm the body against currently circulated Omicron subvariants do offer some protection. However, it's not as high as the protection provided by the original vaccine against earlier coronavirus variants. Still, outgoing White House medical advisor Dr. Anthony Fauci wants Americans to get updated on their shots as soon as they are eligible.
In Indonesia, more rescuers and volunteers have been deployed to search for the dead and missing from an earthquake in Indonesia that killed at least 268 people. More than 12,000 Army personnel were deployed to boost the search efforts of more than 2,000 police, the search and rescue agency, and volunteers. Now, more than 1,000 people were hurt. The moderate 5.6 magnitude quake struck late Monday afternoon on Indonesia's densely populated main island of Java.
The last legal obstacle preventing Congress from obtaining Donald Trump's taxes has now fallen. The Supreme Court has rejected the former president's plea for an order to prevent the Treasury Department from giving 6 years of tax returns for Trump and some of his businesses to the House Ways and Means Committee. The Biden administration has argued that federal law is clear that the committee has the right to examine any taxpayer's return. In a message on his social media network, Trump says the Supreme Court's action creates terrible precedent for future presidents.
Time now, 5:39 and 50 degrees for now.
We bet you'll be thankful if you have this furry friend with you for the holidays. We'll check in with our friends from the Animal Defense League coming up.
Aww. Kind of, well, it's not blurry out there, but it is a little drizzly here and there and 50 degrees, but we're looking forward to a nice weekend. As far as Thanksgiving, we'll be checking in with Mike very soon.
Well, talk about snug as a bug in a rug. This guy's all wrapped up in his little Christmas blanket here, being held by Nadia in the Animal Defense League. Oh, this little boy, that face is just melts you. Who's this guy?
Oh my God, this is Brunei. I always misspell his name or missay it, but he is a 2-month-old hound mix, and let me tell you, he is adorable.
I was gonna say, look at those paws. He's gonna be a big boy, and probably you said 60, maybe plus or something.
Yeah, definitely about 60 pounds for sure.
And he's got that great hound little wrinkly. Oh, now you're waking up. He's got that hound wrinkly forehead right there. You can kind of play with it and mush his head around, his skin around there.
He's got some skin to grow into for sure.
He is just going to be a big old. Hounds are the sweetest dogs in the world. Yeah, you got all that extra little flap on there, and you're just a sweet boy, aren't you? Huh? Yeah. So what y'all got going on?
So it's going to be Giving Tuesday on November 29th, and that's actually the day of generosity. We're going to celebrate generosity, and we want all of our supporters to help us in any way they can, whether it's volunteering, collecting in-kind donations, but most importantly, we're actually having a fundraiser to raise money for our play yards at both of our locations. So definitely wanting some support there.
And those are very essential areas because you got to get these. I mean, the dogs are in cages all the time, and to get that, that exercise like everybody needs, right?
Yeah, it helps with their anxiety, helps with their socializing. Actually, when people come and meet the pets, we can put them in the play yards and they can connect with their potential new adopters. So yeah.
Well, don't forget about that. And that's coming up on Tuesday. And if you would like to check out little Brunei over here. Oh, he's the sweetest little thing. Over there at 11,300 Nacogdoches, Paul Jolly Center by the Zoo, PetSmart over on Four Winds, adltexas.org. Thank you, dear.
You're welcome.
Oh my goodness. One day, and I don't know when it's going to be. Could be next year, could be the year after. I'm going to say that's the one. That's going to be the Truman's replacement, finally.
I know. This one was cute.
I miss him, but that's an adorable puppy. Again, Brunei is his name. 544, 50 degrees.
Let's look out there with Trends Guide, looking at I-10 and Callahan. Things are moving there. We've had other problems, though, this morning. We'll be checking back with Stephen Cavazos.
Time check is 5:47. We can breathe a sigh of relief for now. Let's get a look around town. 35 north of Loop 410. Traffic's moving, and in fact, a lot of these other areas don't look too bad. But we did have a pretty serious crash here off 410 eastbound at Broadway Street that shut down all lanes of traffic. That has now cleared out, so better news to report out there. Unfortunately, the news is still grim. We know that one woman did die from her injuries, another man taken to the hospital, but is expected to be okay. This is as a result of wrong way driving, so just make sure that you're staying safe out there. Wide look at the map doesn't show anything else to talk about. Thankfully, things have dwindled down, and we are looking at a much better situation there on our map than what we saw when I first came in and joined you guys here around 4:30 in the morning. And anytime you see me jump in at 4:30, you know it's not looking good out there. But thankfully now, 410 at McCullough, things are moving just fine, but it's still a little wet out there.
All right, No Shave November. Who did I say was going to be like Seabiscuit and come from the back of the pack?
Max Massey.
Max Massey. Yep. We're going to take a look at the leaderboard in a second.
Yes, but we actually are hearing from our guys, and now we're hearing from our Adam Barraza, who's our photojournalist, who has a special message about why he's participating with No Shave November. Okay.
Hi everyone, my name is Adam Barraza. I am a photojournalist at KSAT 12. Been there for a little over a year now. No Shave November. Well, first, not that great at growing one. I am a colon cancer survivor myself. being able to help spread the awareness, not necessarily as a cancer survivor myself, but to help others is something I am very passionate about. I recently lost a friend to colon cancer as well. I know many people with different types of cancers, and as a survivor myself, to consistently put the awareness out. So that is why I'm doing No Shave November this year.
All right. Adam Barraza, a survivor, sharing his message. Adam, thank you so much for opening up your heart and sharing that with our viewers here on GMSA. And let's go ahead and take a look at our leaderboard. Yep, that Seabiscuit, Max Massey.
There he is, number 2.
Mike.
I knew it. I knew it. I knew this was going to happen.
You had a crystal ball at the start, like even before we started No Shave November. Yes.
Yeah.
He does that.
So Max Massey, we can just jump back really quick to the leaderboard. I did want to mention that Max Massey, because we have some changes there. Mark Austin, he pushed us down to 3rd place.
Yeah.
But Justin Horn, now in 4th place. I'm in the 5th place. I'm at risk of losing my top 5 spot. But
oh, goodness.
We're not mad about it.
We're not mad about it. But it's a fun competition between us guys here in the newsroom. And by the way, we're close to raising $20,000. We're closer to 14 right now.
Nice.
So hey, scan that QR code, ksat.com/noshave. Open your hearts and pocketbooks to our newsroom as we continue to fight this deadly disease.
Technically 1 week left in No Shave November.
And you would think about top 5 already in 4 digits, in the thousands there.
Yeah.
So
we're happy with it, but we still want to see it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right.
I think the viewers are getting competitive as far as like donating, this last minute.
We got to start plugging ourselves, guys.
Funny you should mention that. Come on, Team Gray Hair. Don't let that young whippersnapper Max. Get more money, but we've got to maintain that lead. Come on. Counting on all the gray hairs out there. So we can do it. We can keep that lead. So there you see, as Stephen was talking about with 410 being open up, so traffic's moving along there. But as we talked about also, the roads are still wet. Now, there is not... hardly anything at all is showing up on radar as of right now. Even zooming out, we may have a couple little spots here on the extreme south side of Bexar County sliding up to the north. And again, this stuff is very, very light, and a lot of it is just in the form of some mist. So just kind of watch out for that. And that's keeping the roads damp. They've been damp. We've had this off and on all night long, and even going back to yesterday, didn't really, with the cloud cover and the high humidity, didn't get a chance for things to dry out that much. And so that's why it's going to stay damp, wet roads today, and of course the next couple of days. We have some fog to deal with. 3 miles visibility, Bernie Stage, Castroville going out 90 into Hondo. Rock Springs has actually improved slightly up to 1 mile now. And then we've got clearer skies off to the east. So throughout the day, temperatures aren't going to be moving this morning. We stay in the low 50s, get up to the mid 50s by noon. Clouds all day long. We're not going to really be seeing sunshine in any abundance until really we get into the weekend. 60 for a high temperature today, still a couple of those showers. Now, as we go into tonight, going to kind of jump ahead with this computer model, and the rain begins to kind of fill out a little bit more in the way of aerial coverage going into tomorrow morning. And throughout the day, we'll have a couple of thunderstorms, and this is going to be especially off to the east, and that'd be the situation, especially going into this afternoon. Some of those well off to the east may be strong to potentially severe, but that is going to be out ahead of the front that moves on through here. This is not one of those cold fronts that clears things out, because we're going to have kind of an overrunning situation, so we'll still keep some rain around here. And so we go through tomorrow afternoon into the evening hours with some scattered showers, and then the next wave of rain moves on in here. That's going to be into Friday. Now, this particular computer model keeps the rain around, gets it out of here, then by Friday afternoon. So it's just the first part of the day situation. There's another computer model, one of the latest runs, does have some of that rain sticking around into the afternoon hours. So again, things are not completely written in stone as far as what is going to be happening or when the rain comes to an end. So just count on today through tomorrow and most of the day on Friday being on the wet side, and 57 degrees today at noon, 60 for a high temperature with a couple of showers. So then tomorrow we have showers and a couple of thunderstorms around here. The front moves through. We still have the overrunning, and primarily first portion of the day, maybe some lingering showers in the afternoon. But yes, we are going to be clearing out then for the weekend. The weekend looks nice, cool mornings and warm afternoons. A lot more coming up after this.
Good morning. Coming up here on GMA, we're following the breaking news overnight in that deadly shooting at a Virginia Walmart. We are live there with the latest. And then the triple-demic warning right before Thanksgiving. Health officials are saying that the surge in respiratory infections could get worse. This is happening as 55 million Americans are set to travel for the holiday. We're going to have the latest on what you can expect if you're on the move and what you should do if you run into trouble at the airport. Those stories and so much more right here on GMA.
A quick friendly reminder, KSAT Community is in the middle of the Share the Shoes campaign. You can donate a new pair of shoes or socks to a child in need here in the Alamo City area. This drive is in partnership with San Antonio Police and Zapatos. There are 6 San Antonio Police substations taking your donations right now through December 16th. You can find more information anytime in the KSAT Community section of KSAT.com. We'll head in our next hour of GMSA. Another mass shooting, this time at a grocery store in Virginia, leaves multiple people dead this morning. We'll tell you what investigators believe led up to that shooting. And a woman is dead this morning after a crash on the northeast side. We'll tell you everything police know so far. TransGuide right now, we are expecting more people on the road today, even though school is out, as people get ready to head out for the Thanksgiving holiday. Looking live right now at 410 and Marbach. You're watching GMSA on Wednesday, the 23rd. We'll be right back. Ahead this morning, a scary scene on the northeast side of town after an overnight crash. We know at least one person is dead. We'll tell you more about it.
I'm ABC's M. Wynn in Washington. A mass shooting in Chesapeake, Virginia at a Walmart. We're watching this developing story after police say a gunman opened fire in the store. The details coming up.
And taking a look out there with live cam, kind of an icky morning, but you know what? It's 50 degrees, not as cold as yesterday morning.
Live from KSAT 12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
Good morning to you. Thanksgiving Eve. It is Wednesday, November 23rd.
Happy Wednesday. Thanks for joining us. Hope you had a good week, and I hope you have your Thanksgiving shopping done.
Maybe you have to run a few errands today, so be advised that this wet weather trend continues at least for a little while longer, right, Mike?
Yeah, today's going to be a lot like yesterday, where just a couple little scattered showers here and there. We've got a few of them. The roads are wet, so if you are heading out today, maybe doing some traveling today, just take it easy, obviously. And then it's going to sort of peak as far as rain chances as we go into tomorrow as well as on Friday. So there's a look out there by the airport. Obviously, there's our wet roads out there. And there's not a heck of a lot showing up on radar. I mean, this is not any sort of a rain event. It's just that little bit of nuisance rain. Zooming in somewhat, you see the few little sprinkly showers that have been moving on through the area. And this has been the situation overnight. So that's why all of the roads are definitely on the damp side. And here's a few more coming in, just about to hit 410 on the south side. That's what is detectable by radar. There's a lot of mist out there. I've seen a few droplets on some of the TransGuide cameras around town. There was a bit of mist on the windshield coming in this morning. So again, if you are heading out this morning, you're going to run into some of this sort of nuisance little rain. Also some fog heading up 10, heading out 90, 3 miles visibility. Castroville burning stage is now dropped to 2.5, and then going out toward Rock Springs, a lot of thick fog down 35, and over there right along the Rio Grande, pretty good off to the east. As far as the allergens, mold is on the low side. The updated count's going to be coming out later on this morning. Temperatures aren't going to be going anywhere throughout the next couple of hours because of the cloud cover, because of the high humidity out there, and that little bit of light rain, which we keep that 20-30% chance for sprinkly shower, mist, drizzle, if you will. And then we will top off at 60 later on today. Still, 1 or 2 of those just showers here or there. Rain is going to start to fill in a little bit more in the overnight hours as far as the aerial coverage. And then we're going to be seeing more rain tomorrow and going into at least the first portion of the day on Friday. We'll talk about that and talk about a great looking weekend. Details in just a couple of minutes. Traffic Authority, Stephen, any big problems out there? We had some earlier.
We did. Things are looking a little better, Mike. 604 Franco really wasn't a problem spot. Give me 1 second. My mic is off. 1 second here. Let's go ahead and give you a wide look at the TransGuide here. 410 at Fredericksburg. As we wait for that mic to come on, you can see there traffic is moving at 410 at McCullough. There we go. It doesn't look like there's any trouble out there. We do have a few droplets, but Mike mentioned we did have a few problems out there on the roadway. Thankfully, 281 at San Pedro doesn't look like traffic's moving without any trouble there. But as I mentioned, some other problems were reported. We take you to the map. One of those areas was that deadly crash that we talked about earlier here off of 410 near Broadway. That has already cleared out, but it did lead to some pretty serious issues for drivers for quite a while. Also, it does look like we have another crash that popped up here along 1604, probably in the southbound lanes of I-35. I'll get our friends at TransGuide on the phone in just a minute, find out exactly if we can get a view of the conditions out there. But right now, travel times to the Alamo City, you may want to take it slow. No need to rush right now. 24 minutes. You're still in the green if you're coming in from Bernie in those eastbound lanes. 28 minutes on 281 southbound if you're traveling in from Bulverde. A little bit of a slowdown there. And 26 minutes on I-35 southbound heading in from New Braunfels. But let's get you back on rotation. 37 at Pecan Valley. Things are fine for now. But again, you want to watch out for some of those damp roads out there. Check out 1604 Petranco. We'll keep a close eye on things. But as always, make sure you do the same. Mark, Steph.
Thank you, Stephen. New this morning, a woman is dead after an ugly crash on the city's northeast side overnight. This happened on Loop 410 between the Nacogdoches and Harry Wurzbach exits. That is where police say the woman was driving the wrong way before she crashed head-on with a pickup truck. She died at the scene. The man driving the truck is in the hospital and is doing okay.
Breaking overnight, a mass shooting at a Walmart in Chesapeake, Virginia.
Police say at least 6 people and the gunman are dead. Several others are injured. They also believe there was just a single active shooter.
ABC's M. Nguyen has more.
Good morning. The shooting happened just after 10 local time, with law enforcement confirming the death of the shooter just about a couple hours later. Police say it's still an active scene.
Late last night, a mass shooting at a Walmart in Chesapeake, Virginia. Police confirming at least 7 people killed, including the shooter. Several others injured.
One at the Walmart was a gunshot wound.
A law enforcement source telling ABC News that preliminary information points to an employee, possibly a manager, entering the break room and opening fire on other workers. They have not confirmed the identity of the shooter.
It's very fluid, very new right now.
Authorities were called to the scene at 10:12 p.m., quickly shifting the response to an active threat.
We did basically like a tactical entrance and movement in the building. We located multiple fatalities.
Officials saying they believe there was a single shooter who is now confirmed dead. In a statement, Walmart saying, "We are shocked at this tragic event. We're working closely with law enforcement and we are focused on supporting our associates."
There's a family reunification center set up at the Chesapeake Conference Center for loved ones to get a hold of anyone they believe was at the Walmart. We'll continue to update with more details as we know more. M. Nguyen, ABC News, Washington.
The night before Thanksgiving usually brings in big bucks for local bars and clubs, something businesses on the St. Mary Strip say they desperately need due to the ongoing construction, but they're not sure they're going to get that.
Those who work on the Strip say they cannot navigate the street. They say road closures, detours, and the mess that is the St. Mary Strip is driving business away. Getting around on foot just as complicated because large portions of the Strip don't have sidewalks.
There is also concern with how easily patrons can step into the construction site. One business owner says this is the worst he's ever seen it.
We saw a $67 sales revenue for a day on a weekend day. Down the street at Rumble had an $11 Wednesday. Not even during COVID, when I was forcibly closed and I was doing drive-through service only, I was able to sustain more employees than I'm currently able to sustain.
City officials are hopeful the construction will be finished by March. They also say they are looking into financial assistance for affected businesses.
Well, today is a big travel day for the Thanksgiving holiday, and if you're hitting the road, you might want to fill up first.
The average price of gas is $2.88, according to AAA. That's 75 cents cheaper than the national average. Now, part of what's driving the drop, oil prices are back to the pre-Russian invasion levels.
Now, prices are still historically high, so it pays to maximize your dollar. Check your tires, get junk out of the trunk, and once you hit the road, take it easy on the gas pedal. Of course, pack your patience if you're heading to the airport today. It will be very busy. TSA says travel is very much up this year, and Thanksgiving travel may actually reach pre-pandemic levels. Today, they think they could screen as many as 2.5 million passengers at checkpoints across America.
And if you have federal student loans, most people will not have to resume payments for a while. President Biden is extending a moratorium while challenges to his broader relief plan move through the courts. The moratorium is set to expire on January 1st, a date that Biden set before his debt cancellation plan stalled in the face of legal challenges from conservative opponents. Now it will extend until 60 days after the lawsuit is resolved. If the lawsuit has not been resolved by June 30th, payments would resume 60 days after that. We have more information on our website at KSAT.com.
Another major corporation is announcing layoffs this week. Hewlett Packard cutting as many as 6,000 jobs. News came as the PC maker said quarterly sales fell 11%. The move follows cuts by Facebook, Google, and Twitter. Russia may not make as much from sales of its oil soon. The U.S. leading a push by Western countries to cap the price of Russian oil. The Wall Street Journal says a decision is expected today and could limit the price at $60 to $70 a barrel. The G7 as well as Australia are expected to start enforcing the limit within the next couple of weeks. Right now, 6:09, 50 degrees.
And the time of giving is here, and we are feeling your generosity during No Shave November. After the break, a look at the KSAT leaderboard and how you can help.
And if you haven't heard, weekend anchor Max Massey is our mover and shaker this week on the leaderboard. Outside with live cam right now, we know you're going to run a few errands today. Be careful out there. The roads are still a little on the slick side. It's cool, but not quite as cold, sitting around 50 degrees.